Good evening. You're watching the main news on HKIBC. I'm Chloe Feng. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The intake of non-local students at subsidized universities is set to double, according to sources. A single mother who injured her 8-year-old son is given 18 months probation in a case described as unfortunate. And vital supplies dry up in the Gaza Strip as Israel prepares for an assault against Hamas. The government plans to admit more non-local students to the city's subsidized universities, according to sources. But some Hong Kong undergraduates fear that they will have less access to facilities. Dennis Low tells us more.
Currently, the number of non-local undergraduate students in all subsidized universities is capped at 20%. But sources said Chief Executive John Lee might announce in his policy address next week that the government plans to double the quota. Some reports suggest that some of the students might come from countries involved in the Belt and Road Initiative. The move has worried some students at the University of Hong Kong. This fourth-year undergraduate said increasing the number of non-locals will add more pressure on Hong Kong students. He explained that the non-locals might be in the top 1% of their university entrance exams. Other students were worried that facilities, including the canteen and study rooms, might become more crowded. Chow Man Kong, Associate Vice President of the Education University, said while Hong Kong claims to be an international city, the number of non-local students is low. If we don't take any action now, it would cause a big problem in strengthening the SAR's impetus for growth, Chow said. Janice Low, HKIBC.
Hong Kong's railway network is set for another boost, with details of the proposed East Kowloon line expected to be unveiled next week. Sources said the project will be put to tender. Dennis Yu reports.
Chief Executive John Lee is expected to unveil details of the East Kowloon line when he delivers his policy address next Wednesday. In 2014, the government proposed extending train services from Choi Hung Station to Po Tat in Kwun Tong. The suggested Sky Shuttle is an elevated trackless rapid transit system, and it will take 15 minutes to travel from between the two MTR stations. Lawmaker Tang Ka-piu expressed disappointment that the East Kowloon line will omit Ti Wan Shan, Lam Tin, and Tseung Kwan O, which are in the district. His concerns were reflected by fellow legislator Michael Tian, who told a radio show that the best way to serve East Kowloon is to extend the line to Tseung Kwan O. Work on the East Kowloon line is expected to commence in 2026 and be completed after 2 years. The infrastructure project will be open to tender after the government confirms that it will go ahead. Meanwhile, work has started on Kwu Tung Station, which is expected to be ready for public use in 2027. Staying with infrastructure, the political group A4 has suggested building an express line from the airport to Shenzhen. Janice Yu, HKIBC.
2 flights from Hong Kong returned to the city today after encountering problems. A Cathay Pacific plane bound for Osaka turned back after a cargo door was found unlocked. The plane carrying 290 people took off at 8 a.m. but returned after 45 minutes. No one was injured. In the afternoon, a Hong Kong Express flight experienced turbulence while on its way to the Taiwanese city of Kowloon. Concerns about the aircraft's wings prompted the pilot to fly back to Hong Kong. None of the 174 people on board was hurt. The 2 airlines arranged replacement flights for the passengers. A woman who suffers from a mood disorder has been put on probation for abusing her son who has ADHD. A magistrate described the case as unfortunate, but noted the strong bond between mother and son. Janice Low reports.
A single mother, identified only as WTL, was found guilty in August of 2 counts of child abuse. The 45-year-old returned to West Kowloon Magistracy today for sentencing. The woman, who suffers from a mood disorder, was accused of injuring her 8-year-old son last year with slippers and hangers when he kept using his tablet and smartphone. Pleading for leniency, the defendant's lawyer submitted a drawing with the words, "I love you, Mom," written by the boy who has attention deficit hyperactivity disorder, or ADHD. The lawyer said as the mother suffers from a mood disorder, it was a case of one patient taking care of another. The lawyer said the boy did not do his homework and refused to eat, and taking care of the child was tough for the defendant. The boy, who is now in a temporary care home, wants to live with his mother, but the defendant feels it's better for him to stay there. She, however, hopes to visit him regularly. Magistrate Zhang Hingtong said it was an unfortunate case, noting the difficulty of looking after a child with ADHD. The magistrate noted the strong bond between mother and son. As the son wishes to live with the defendant, Zhang said it is not good to separate them. He placed the woman on probation for 18 months. Janice Low, HKIBC.
A court has denied bail to a woman accused of wounding her intellectually disabled twin boys. Chen Xiaochun was charged with unlawfully and maliciously causing grievous bodily harm to her sons, who are in their early 20s, before harming herself earlier this month. The 53-year-old woman was in a wheelchair when she appeared in Kowloon City Magistracy this morning. Acting Principal Magistrate Veronica Heng adjourned the case to mid-December to allow the prosecution to investigate further. Chen will remain behind bars until a bail review next Friday. A man with terminal cancer has donated 800,000 Hong Kong dollars to the Children's Cancer Foundation to help young sufferers in Hong Kong. Banker Gabriel Yang, who is 28 years old, has been battling stomach and liver cancer for over a year. In a social media post, he spoke about his pain when receiving chemotherapy. He hopes his donation will help children suffering from cancer. He urged them to believe in their ability to recover. The foundation said Yang's donation will help subsidize the children's treatment and thanked him for raising social awareness of the issue. Many netizens also expressed gratitude to Yang and asked him not to give up. Overseas, over 2 million Palestinians trapped in the Gaza Strip are waiting for the arrival of 20 trucks carrying essential supplies. Israel, meanwhile, is preparing to invade Gaza in retaliation for a Hamas assault, which killed hundreds.
As Israel continued to pound northern Gaza, Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu rallied his troops at the border. "We are going to win with all our might," he said, vowing to smash Hamas, whose fighters infiltrated Israel nearly 2 weeks ago, killing 1,400 people and seizing scores of hostages. Israel retaliated, killing 3,500 Palestinians in the Gaza Strip. The Israelis have won renewed backing from the United States as they prepare to attack the besieged enclave, with President Joe Biden asking Congress for more cash to support his ally.
We must make sure that they have what they need to protect their people today and always. We're going to make sure Iron Dome continues to guard the skies over Israel. We're going to make sure other hostile actors in the region know that Israel is stronger than ever and prevent this conflict from spreading.
Inside Gaza, the humanitarian situation is worsening as the Palestinians run out of food and water after Israel stopped their supplies. 20 relief trucks are expected to arrive from Egypt, but relief agencies said that will not be enough.
It shouldn't be 20 trucks, it should be 2,000 trucks. We need to make sure that a corridor is a corridor. Humanitarian assistance needs to move every day. 2.5 million people that need assistance. 20 trucks is a drop in the ocean of need right now in Gaza.
Amid rising tensions and lack of essential supplies, many of the 1 million Palestinian civilians ordered by Israel to move to southern Gaza are sheltering in tents wondering when they will get their next meal or glass of water.
A lack of electricity in Gaza has forced doctors to use torchlights or mobile phone lights when they perform surgeries.
We are in very difficult situation. It's catastrophic, it's terrible and terrible. No words can describe it. Operation theater always full, always have a shortage. We cannot save more life. If this happens, more means more kids, more children, more women will die and face the death without any medical help.
Kandil said his hospital in southern Gaza has run out of beds for intensive care patients. He said medics are working non-stop as they struggle to cope with the mounting number of casualties. Doctors across Gaza have sent an SOS to the world community for urgent assistance. The head of the United Nations has demanded an immediate ceasefire to ease the suffering of the Palestinians in the Gaza Strip.
Civilians in Gaza desperately need core services and supplies, and for that we need rapid, unimpeded humanitarian access. We need food, water, medicine and fuel now. We need it at scale, and we need it to be sustained. Let me be very clear, reaffirming that international humanitarian law must be respected, that protection of civilians is also a must, and any attack to an hospital, a school, or UN premises are forbidden.
The operator of the local stock exchange has posted a 30% increase in its third quarter profit on higher investment earnings. Hong Kong Exchanges and Clearing's net income rose to $2.9 billion in the 3 months ending in September. Revenue jumped 18% from a year ago to $5 billion. The results were better than expected as the market remained weak, with the average daily turnover rising only 1% to $98 billion in the third quarter. There were only 47 new listings, raising a total of $24.6 billion in the first 9 months, a 67% plunge from the same period a year ago. The Hang Seng Index closed the day at an 11-month low, losing 3% this week. A look at the markets, the Hang Seng Index closed down by 123 points. Top 10 active stocks: Tencent down $2.20, Tracker Fund lost 12 cents, Meituan down $2.60, and Alibaba down 65 cents. Xiaomi down 28 cents, BYD Company down $3.60, and SMIC up 10 cents. Forex trading against Hong Kong dollar, the euro is at 8.28, British pound at 9.50, and Australian dollar at 4.94. Moving on to the UK market, the London FTSE is currently down by 69 points. On to the weather now. Expect the mercury to drop tomorrow to between 21 and 24 degrees, mainly fine and dry next week. And that is our main news for Friday night. Join us for more news at 11. I'm Chloe Feng. Thank you for watching. Good night.